Hi, I'm Sharon Spangler. Welcome to this Council Connection. We're here at Reno City Hall. Right now I'm with Council Member Dave Iazzi, and we have a number of things to talk about, mostly dealing with sustainable issues. The RTC is celebrating its 30th anniversary and just kicked off RAPID, which is the Bus Rapid Transit. And you're the chairman of the board of the RTC. How are you feeling about where the RTC has come in 30 years?
Well, it's certainly been a long haul, but it's been a good one. Starting off with only 4 buses that were purchased from Chicago to where it is today, I think it's a very good move for this community.
Why do you think Rapid is so great?
What Rapid's going to do is it's a new program where it goes up and down. It's not a new route. It goes from Meadowood Mall to downtown Reno right now, but it skips some of the stops. It only hits 7 stops up and down Virginia Street. So you'll be able to get there quicker where you want to go to and hopefully encourage more people riding that bus when it takes so much time.
And what are some of the sustainable pieces to that project?
Well, the whole point of mass transit in a city is A, to move people around, but also to encourage growth in the inner core. If you can provide a good transportation service, you have good schools, you've got good infrastructure, and people may choose to live here instead of living on the outskirts, Cold Springs, Washoe Valley. Those are the kind of things that we have to do. Right now, it's harder for people to want to make that choice. We've got the worst schools and we've got bad transportation. It could be better. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good, but it could be a lot better, and that's what we're trying to get with our bus rapid transit system along. That's our busiest line for what people use it for, so we've got to keep that going and make sure that people use that service.
Ultimately, it should increase ridership.
That's the goal, is to increase the ridership, but also to encourage. The City of Reno has done what's called the Todd Corridor along Virginia Street, to also encourage people to develop along Virginia Street so they can tell their prospective clients there's a bus system that goes right in front, so that provides 2 things. A, customers that could come into your business, or B, there's public transportation for the people who might live in something you're going to build where they wouldn't need a car.
I also thought it was really clever the way the RTC and I'm sure the board members thought out a way to get in on some stimulus money and move ahead with the bus rapid transit by repainting buses until you get the new buses in, and then use that money, that stimulus money, for another project.
Yeah, it was a pretty good way to be able to stretch our funds a little bit further to what we could do. The rapid buses will be painted green so that we wanted people to be able to see them, so if they see one passing them by a stop, they don't get so upset.
Ago.
Yeah. They shouldn't get upset because you might not be at a stop that they stop at, but we've also ordered some new, they're called people know them as those accordion buses, but they take about 18 months to get, so they'll be out about 14 more months before you'll start seeing them on Virginia Street.
Great. Now to switch subjects a little bit, but still on the subject of sustainability, there was a geothermal conference in Reno. What was the significance of having that project in this town?
Well, we believe at the City of Reno that geothermal is the big natural resource that we have in Nevada. And we'd like to be the vanguard of both research and development, but also for businesses to make their corporate headquarters in the United States right here in Reno. I mean, that's something you can't export. You can put solar panels anywhere in the world, but you can't put a geothermal plant anywhere except for where there's geothermal energy, and that's Nevada.
Did you learn some things at the conference?
Yeah, I learned there's all sorts of different kinds of geothermal energy, and there's the cold, it's almost like a cold fusion thing they're going for. What's the lowest temperature you can get to turn a turbine to create energy? There's a lot of interesting things going on in the industry. I just thought you stuck a pipe in the ground, let the steam turn a turbine, but it's much more technical than that.
Do you think that the city and some of the people that organized that got any good leads out of it for the future?
I think they did. The city had a booth there, so we're looking at it. Our redevelopment agency is looking at it. We have EDON has really been chasing these down. I think the presentation by some of the council members at some of the different meetings, I know Dwight Dortch gave a presentation, I gave a quick speech about us welcoming them all home, actually. I want them all to move here.
Well, that's really forward thinking when you think about it, because we've gone from being a gaming town and a tourist town to diversifying our economy, and what a way to get on the bandwagon.
Well, geothermal is really great for all of Nevada for a couple different reasons. To create the geothermal plants is a lot of labor. So that's very good for the counties on
Right.
the eastern part where some of the plants would actually be built. Then there's the maintenance on those, also makes labor. But geothermal's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where solar is only during the sunshine and wind power is only when the wind blows. I think it's a much more long-term solution for us in Nevada for lots of reasons. But then tying in with UNR to become where they can do research and perhaps make new strides in the geothermal, also it's very, very good for our economy here.
And I was just reading on Yahoo today, they had an article about the 10 new jobs of the future, and 2 of those jobs related to green energy. So
Right, and UNR has an undergraduate degree now for green energy, so we're coming along.
great. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the solar panels that I saw going in on the parking garage.
Yeah, that's one of the other things that we're doing with some of our money. We just spent $16 million that we're going to in the next couple of years to spend on all sorts of kind of projects, sustainable projects. And one of those is building a carport on the top floor of the garage. On top of the carport will be solar panels that will create some energy. And I believe we're also going to put a couple wind turbines up there.
Wow.
We have wind turbines on top of City Hall. We're going to put them all
Is
over
this
the place.
stimulus money?
Some of it's stimulus money, but some of it is also there's a company we hired, and it gets paid for not out of taxpayer money. Is we still pay the same power bill we would have paid before, but the difference goes to the company that puts them in. So it's got a payback of probably 12 or 13 years.
Wow.
So we'll start really seeing the benefits in 12 to 13 years. And in my opinion, that's what this green has always been about. It's about money, but it's been about not looking at next year's budget, but looking about a budget 20 years from now. And if we can start putting these things in now, our savings will actually come in 15 to 20 years.
Great. Before we end the program, is there anything else you want to add?
I just think that we're moving in the right direction, but all of this, a lot of these things came from our Green Summit that we had 2 years ago. We took people's ideas and we moved forward, and then we had an update last year on the Green Summit. We're going to do one in the spring again to tell people what we have done and ask them what should we do next.
It just seems like the community input always makes such a huge difference in what all of you do on the council.
I think we did it absolutely correctly by going out and asking. The very first summit we had, we made a big point that we weren't here to tell you what we're going to do. We're here to listen to what you want us to do. That was our main goal, and we got a lot of great ideas.
Great. Congratulations on the Rapid.
Very happy.
And thank you all for joining us on this Council Connection.